I replaced the old display in my VF1 inspired home cockpit with a touch panel. The old display was salvaged from a laptop years ago and had a very bad viewing angle. I also experimented with an anti-glare foil that reduced the annoying reflections a lot. That didn't help with the bad viewing angle, of course. For this I needed a new display. I decided to go all in with a touch panel kit, which sadly also came with a highly reflective screen under its protective cover. The new model is a 17-inch display with a full HD resolution and HDR support. The touch controller registers as a USB HID mouse pointer by ILITEK and is basically a transparent touch sensing foil sitting on top of the display. The kit included a PCB that was advertised as VSRTD 2556HC Port 2 controller by VSDISPLAY, but came without any datasheet, and I have no idea who really made this. This PCB runs very hot and its voltage wasn't explicitly stated. An image suggests to use a USB PD power supply without 20 volt, but without a datasheet I couldn't check if I was just holding it wrong. So I sent a mail to VSDISPLAY asking for details, but they claim it's none of theirs at all. So I slapped a heatsink with a tiny fan on top and tried different configurations. It does work with just 5 volt at 2 ampere, but I feel way more comfortable with 12 volt at 800 mA, where it's only slightly getting warm to the touch after running for an hour. Sadly, the controller ignores its own PSU the moment USB-C is used for the display signal, and none of my devices with DP-Alt can provide more than 5 volt or 2 ampere to power it, resulting in a reboot loop. This worked only with my VICHA XR charging adapter, which can indeed provide enough juice to power the controller and, for example, the Steam Deck at the same time. There went my plans to use only one cable for all, because I need that adapter elsewhere. So back to HDMI plus PD it is, plus one USB 2 for the touch panel pointer, and on top of that my additional fan that I connected to the PCB's micro USB 2 socket to provide it with 5 volt. Works like a charm, but what a mess. I still wish I had a datasheet for this. If you know more, kindly drop me a comment. The last thing to fix was the already mentioned reflective glare. For this I went with a screen protector by Brotek. That name still makes me laugh. It promises, beside anti-scratch, also an anti-glare effect without limiting the view angles. Some foils do this to enhance privacy. Attaching the foil was straightforward. The trick is to make sure that not a single dust particle is around during the process. To help with this I used an air humidifier to raise the humidity in the room before I even started. After that I removed the protective cover from the display and started slapping on the foil with the provided mounting card. I had to make good use of the also provided adhesive sticker to catch all the dust particles in the end. Mostly thanks to one of my cats that decided to investigate what I was doing. The end result is like night and day. I do no longer see the light sources or myself clearly reflected on the display. The touch panel is still accepting inputs just fine, and the colors look very bright from any angle, especially with HDR enabled. This will also ease its cleaning because the cockpit panel is collecting dust like crazy due to its angle. I usually use a vacuum cleaner for this, and the foil will help a lot to avoid scratches. Replacing the old display was also a task on its own. The old screws didn't fit anymore, of course, so I had to build little adapters from leftover brackets and wood pieces. And yes, now that I have a touch panel, I also started rewriting my HUD app, of course. That's all for today. See you in the black.